U2, Christmas Baby Please Come Home. Oh, there's a slightly different acoustic, I can tell.
There is.
So people will realise that we've come up from our basement studio we've gone up 4 flights of stairs to what is known as the zoo.
Wow.
It's actually a big room with a piano in it. And fortunately, just behind the piano is the maestro. Mr. Christmas, as far as I'm concerned. He's grabbing his microphone, as you can hear.
I should have grabbed it earlier, he cried.
Yes, you should have. So, how you doing, Rick?
Not bad, thank you.
Okay, well, it's very nice to see you.
It's lovely to see you.
In Christmas week again. Christmas is real. So, Matt, as far as you love Christmas.
Yes, I love it.
When does Christmas start for you?
Well, really, you should start, 1st of December, obviously. That's when it's normal. I think I started probably a week before then. Wreath on the front door, obviously. Mini tree has gone up. No need for a massive tree. Obviously, plastic. That's how we know. Yes, that's quite right. and the cars have gone up. And I am equal parts unbearable and adorable at Christmas.
Right. Okay, well, people can choose their own balance as to where that's on the sliding scale. Susie, when does Christmas start for you?
Generally the 1st of December, although we might go a little bit earlier in the pub, so maybe the week before we'll put the Christmas tree up in the pub. But we do real trees. So you have to make sure it lasts.
I don't think they do.
Not plastic trees.
The key thing is, for a lot of people, Christmas starts when they hear Rick Wakeman on the radio.
Ah, of course.
It's a very long way of introducing you.
It's about July, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So Rick is at our grand piano, and you're on your Christmas tour at the moment.
Yeah.
And you love that Christmas tour.
I do. I just like Christmas. It's an opportunity for people to put their cares and woes behind them and just go, well, all right, I know they're all going to come back after Christmas, but for the time being, let's just have a nice time. And I think after all we've gone through over the last few years, I think everybody's going to have an excessive time.
Am I in any way responsible for your Christmas tour?
You are, in a strange way, because I think the first, main one started, I don't know whether you realise that we've been doing this for 20 years.
Is that true?
Yes, it is, I'm afraid. Wow. Over at the old White City years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Many years ago. And it was in recent years when I hadn't done a Christmas tour for ages. And after doing the show with you on the radio, we got inundated by a person who said,
a letter flooded in.
Yeah, who said, why don't you do a Christmas tour just like you do on Simon's programme? And I thought, that's quite a good idea. And so we started it, and it's become sort of a tradition now.
Yeah.
Tickets already on sale for Christmas 2027.
Wow.
He lied.
Yeah. Okay, so people have been sending in various requests. So let's see where we go with the first thing.
Okay.
Elaine in Salisbury, as part of your All Request Christmas special, I would love Rick to please play "O Come All Ye Faithful." My favourite carol is "Once in Royal." Always brings me to tears. But I think "O Come All Ye Faithful" is really appropriate for all of us in the Facebook Drive Time Appreciation Society, who are still so incredibly grateful to you and Matt, etc., etc. Absolutely love Rick, love Christmas, love Drive Time. So Elaine, stand by. So "Oh Come All Ye Faithful," can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then, "Hark the Herald" for Jeff, who says, "Hark the Herald Angels Sing. It's just a joyous Christmas song. It would be lovely." And Jenny says, "Love to hear Silent Night. It reminds me of my mum, who always sang it at Christmas, and it's a piece close to my heart. I would love to hear Rick's take on it." So task number 1, Rick, is "O Come All Ye Faithful" into "Hark the Herald" into "Silent Night."
Okay, here we go. I started and finished on the right piece.
Drive Time Christmas, Greatest Hits Radio, Rick Wakeman playing for us. Come on, you faithful, Hark the Herald and some Silent Night. More with Rick in just a moment.
Greatest Hits Radio.
Okay, this is Drive Time, Greatest Hits Radio, and you know it's Christmas because Rick Wakeman is back and playing some of your favourites. When you sit at a piano, the first time you sit in the morning, like you just got up, you've had a cup of tea, and you sit in front of the piano. What piece do you use to flex your fingers?
I know it sounds really daft. It's whatever the first thing that comes into my head. It's often or not nothing. I mean, I'll sit down and do something like, hold on a second. I'll just sit down and I'll go.
Very good. You're just making it up as you go along.
Yeah, just get the fingers. I need to get them loosened because I've got pretty bad arthritis in the hands, so I have to loosen them up best I can.
Do you still practice every day?
Yeah. Fantastic. I have to, otherwise I'm not joking, the hands just stiffen up.
At some time during this section, Matt, you'll have to go down to do the sport.
I will, yes. The nation needs to hear the sport. As well as Rick, don't they?
But you can go at the last minute, if you like.
Okay.
You just have to run.
Yeah. Julie in Wiltshire. Simon, I would love Rick to play my favourite Christmas song, which is Frosty the Snowman, with extra twiddly bits, please. It would make my Christmas. As you heard in our first section, the twiddly bits are in full effect.
They are. I can't live without twiddly bits. I should write a song called Twiddly Bits and just have twiddly bits with nothing else.
That would be a number one, I think. Peter says Deck the Halls is my family favourite. We always put it on when we're decorating the tree. It's become a tradition now. We'd love to hear Rick's take on it. And Joe says the song I'd love to hear is Ding Dong Merrily on High. It just screams Christmas to me. From school to carol concerts, it's just one of the best carols around, and the fa-la-la-la-las always make me smile. Okay, can you assemble those into a medley?
Assemble those. Ding Dong reminds me of Leslie Phillips, bless him.
Yes. I don't think that's the spirit of the song particularly.
No.
Ding Dong Merrily on High.
Wouldn't it be great to get him to add it on to the piece? Ding Dong.
Yes.
Merrily on High.
Makes it slightly suggestive rather than Christmassy. Anyway, can you do those?
If one will do one's best, one will.
Okay. Julie, Pete and Joe, you get Frosty, Deck the Halls, Ding Dong Merrily. Here we go with Rick Wakeman. Fantastic. Selected applause from assorted members of staff. Ding Dong, Deck the Halls, Frosty the Snowman. It's an all-request Christmas courtesy of Rick Wakeman, who's playing for us Christmas week on Greatest Hits Radio. There'll be more with Rick Wakeman and more with your requests after this. Thank you very much. Your Christmas on Greatest Hits Radio has reached new levels of excitement because Rick Wakeman is back with us. We go up 4 floors. Here we are in the zoo where Rick is sitting at our piano. What piano is it? Have we got here?
It's a Yamaha.
Sound good to you?
Yeah, it's a good, nice little piano.
How many pianos have you got?
4.
Which is your favourite?
My favourite is probably an upright, which was my father's piano. It's a 1899 Bechstein upright, which I had restored, which is what I learned to play on. And I inherited it when my father died. And it has pride of place in, and I play it a lot. It's very nostalgic to play. I also have a Bechstein Grand, which is the same model as the Bechstein Grand that I played Life on Mars on for David Bowie. So that's quite nostalgic. To find one of those was quite hard. And I've got a Blutner, which I bought from the Boston Glidodrome, where it was being used as a table for the bingo. And it was in terrible condition, so I got that and had that restored. And I have a Czechoslovakian piano, or Czech Republic piano, for a Petrov. And there is a reason for this. I know this might sound really daft. Benjamin Britten, in his house, the Red House in Aldborough, there was pianos everywhere. And the reason was because he never wanted to be more than 20 seconds away from a piano. So if he had an idea, he could sit down, play it, and write it down straight away. Because he argued that if you had an idea, if you waited too long, by the time you got down to play it, you'd forgotten the basics of what it was. So I've copied that. I've nicked that idea from him. I'm sure he won't mind because he's dead. And I have manuscript and pencils and rubbers and things, and don't laugh. And on each one of them, an old Sony cassette recorder. So I record everything when things are happening.
Wow. They're still working?
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's not bad considering you only asked me how many pianos I had, was it?
That's a very good answer. OK, so let's go with our next set of requests. I think we're going to start with Maria, who says... well, she's one of the many, because you mentioned Life on Mars.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased that the fabulous Rick Wakeman is back on Drive Time this Christmas, just like old times. In that spirit, as a devoted Bowie fan, I would really love for Rick to play what else but Life on Mars. Also, David Flair says, having Rick on the show is the perfect Christmas gift. Julian says, one of the highlights for Christmas was always when you had Rick on the show, so it's great to have him back. Happy Christmas to you and yours. And Phil says, so lovely to have Rick Wakeman on the show. It's become part of my Christmas tradition on your show. Also, we've got Rob Gillibrand in Bognor Regis. Be great to hear Rick playing some Space Oddity. Not really a Christmas song, but still a greatest hit. That is true. That was you, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
In the first place. Mike Cleaver in Rugby. I heard your request for Christmas music for Rick to play when he comes on the show. Can I suggest White Christmas, please? And if he fancies it, in the style of Les Dawson. Anyway, so that's an optional extra. So, so we've got White Christmas, we've got Space Oddity and Life on Mars. Does that work as a medley?
Yeah, I can do that. I'll do that, and I'll see if we can throw some Les in the middle. That'd be interesting. Okay.
Okay, and that's it. Okay.
Okay, so it's White Christmas, Space Oddity, and Life on Mars.
Life on Mars. Okay. In any order. Some music history being played for you. Here on Greatest Hits Radio, Rick Wakeman's Grumpy Christmas Stocking Tour is still running, concludes in Worthing on Wednesday. You're back at the London Palladium.
Yeah, next year, February.
The return of the Cape Crusader. Doing Six Wives, Myths and Legends, Classic Yes, Journey to the Centre of the Earth.
Wow. Yeah.
A lot of people getting very excited about that. Tickets on sale now. And you have a new album out called A Gallery of the Imagination.
Yeah, it was an idea that came from my dear late departed music teacher, Mrs. Symes, who passed away quite a few years ago, but she taught me right from an early age that music, playing the piano, was the equivalent of painting pictures. And she taught me to learn the pieces, close my eyes and paint pictures. And a few people have spoken to me about it. I thought, wouldn't it be a nice idea to have a series of music of pieces on an album, with titles where people could actually use their own imaginations and paint pictures. And the same, you can go to a gallery and see so many different kinds of art in an art gallery. That's the whole object of this album. It's got all different kinds of music on it for people to paint their own pictures.
Well, we wish you a very happy Christmas, Rick.
And you, sir.
Will you be spending it with all your kids and grandkids? I've got one grandkid now, and that's very exciting. But how many have you got?
13.
13. I don't think.
Yeah.
13. How about that?
Yes. Well, yes, a lot of horizontal.
That's an expensive Christmas.
It's an expensive Christmas. We tend to meet up before Christmas or just after, because obviously with me on tour it's impossible. They do come along to some of the shows, but no, Christmas will be always relatively quiet. Christmas Day, me, myself, my lovely wife Rachel, and her mum. So that'll be really, really lovely. And the 3 rescue dogs and the 3 rescue cats.
Excellent. Well, I wish you a fantastic Christmas.
And you, of course.
We'll see you next year, but hopefully see you on the Cape Crusader tour.
I hope so indeed,
That'd be great. Rick, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Greatest Hits Radio.